is wrong with you?
What's up, Chuckle Fox? Welcome back to Wrench's Wreckfest, the series where you submit your from the depths designs to me for review. And I either
Shit all over them for them being a terrible design, or praise them for being a great fucking design. Yeah, y'all are fucking insane. I don't understand y'all. Like, Jesus Christ. I already had to downsize or downgrade the amount of fucking craft you all can submit. And y'all are already making me regret still letting you submit each person 2 at a time. Anyway, I guess, without further ado, let's fucking get to it. Alright, well, starting this off is gonna be, the Macadoni? Or whatever the fuck you all... This is by Gnome. Let's fucking look at this thing. 50k. Oh, yeah, he's kind of got that, weird stuff. Hang on. Let's get this to Lightning Hood's colors. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Very interesting shape. The first thing that's coming to mind is I feel like if you're going to go for this kind of a shape, you need to make it look more like a circle. Because right now, it kind of half-assed does, but it also doesn't. So, allow me to elaborate. So, we're going to make like a little blueprint-esque thing down here. So, like, let's say these are roughly like the farthest out points of your craft on like all 4 corners or all 4 sides. Well, right now, the sloping that you got doesn't look quite right. And instead, you need to do something more like, you know, changing what slopes you're using here. So starting out with like a 4 meter, and then we can try doing like a 3 meter next, and then we could even go to just a 1 meter slope after that, and that still looks a little bit more circular than what you've got going. And even at that, like this little section here that you've got the 3 1 meter slopes, you could have be the area in which that, like these missile tubes or whatever that you've got are right there. I feel like just this gradual sloping would look a little bit better. But even at that, if you wanted it to be a little bit more extreme, you could just do, instead of the 3 meter slopes, you could use 2 meter, and then like that. That actually looks a little bit better. But you kind of get my gist there, to where the shaping of this would look a little bit better. Now, when it comes to the turret, I feel like the overall idea of the shape is not bad, but I feel like these rangefinders need to be decoed over and kind of brought in a little bit more, or like made to look a little bit like it fits a bit better, because it kind of looks like an afterthought clipping. And I feel like your particle lenses, the particle cannon lenses, need to be a lot more pronounced. They need to stick out a little bit farther and need to have other details around it. Because, it just kind of looks half-assed there. Yeah, that's going to be your main things with that. It's just your overall circular shaping and working on kind of integrating the rangefinder detection stuff on the turret a little bit better, and making your cannon up here a little bit more obvious, a little bit more pronounced. Alright, next one is the Anisolabis. And this is also by Gnome, you motherfucker. Ooh. Are these ICBMs? Knowing Gnome, I have a feel... Wait. Laser? Laser cavity? Are these actual weapons? Hang on. I do like the green flames there. Oh, you do have a cockpit for this. I feel like the cockpit could go a little bit farther out. That's what I feel like. I feel like it could go out to like right there instead. You know, and go all the way over here. Like so. I feel like it would look better that way. And then you can add the different, like, you can add some like black metal trims for the for like the frame, like the reinforcement for your windows here. So we could do something like that, you know, move it over to the side, do whatever. I don't know what the fucking angle is for a 3 meter slope. So you could do something like that, you know, and just kind of make different, like, little cross beams going across your cockpit and different beams going around. Just add different support bars to your window. I feel like would look cool. I feel like there needs to be something here in the center, along with your 2 particle cannon lenses here. It also feels like the, you know, you got like an open gap here. It feels like that needs to be flushed out a little bit better. I also feel like maybe here on the sides you could add some like exposed particle cannon bits here on the side. Kind of look like maybe like fins for like cooling for the particle cannon. Overall shaping of it is alright. But yeah, that's about all I got for that one. Alright, next one is the Cataphract. This is by Kevin. Let us observe. Ooh, what? Not gonna lie, this being in the Lightning Hood's colors actually kind of fucks. But we'll put her back into the White Flare's colors that it's supposed to be in. Okay. The spinning barrel like this, I have mixed feelings on it. I like it and I don't like it. I feel like with the spear that you got sitting off the like side or the spike, it kind of doesn't fit. I feel like if you had 4 spikes, like 1 on each face of the muzzle brake, I think maybe it would look a little bit better. But just the one, kind of I do like all the drills that you've got on the wheels here. All the chains hanging off the side, very good. I like those little drill missiles. Very nice. It kind of seems like you have some different clipping and texturing issues up here. Like down here looks alright. I don't know about the giant spike kind of sitting off to the side like that. I feel like that's a little bit too far out. I feel like it needs to be like maybe just a 2-meter wedge instead of that slope there. And this just, it looks like you didn't know what you were doing whenever you made this, and you didn't know what to put there, so you just kind of put random shit there, and it didn't work. I feel like everything from here to here is fine, but up here just kind of doesn't look good. Let's see here. Yeah, other than that, not too bad. I do like a lot. I love all the different kinds of spikes, drills, and chains hanging off. It feels very White Flares. Next one is the Chaos, which is also by Kevin. That's weird. We've had 2 crafts from the same people back to back. That typically doesn't happen. Oh, okay. The first thing that stands out to me here, Kevin, is it looks like you said, fuck it, I want to add this, and slapped it on. And you kept going. You never stopped. You just kept continuing to slap shit onto it. And it feels too much. It literally just feels like you just stacked a bunch of like spikes and shit together, and there's nothing really defining about it other than just a giant drill up in the front, which I think is fine, but it's just a lot of this here just it doesn't have any defining features. There's no special like elevated area for any detection. There's like I see you've got like a little bit of glass here, but it blends in too much to where it just looks like a blob of junk metal with some drills on it, and I don't really think it fits the White Flare style. There's just too much going on the front. Like I feel like these 2 drills here are completely unnecessary. I think this drill, like these secondary drills are fine. I think even these ones down here are fine, but like these 2 need to go. I'm not too certain on what the fuck's going on with the material containers here. I think you could get rid of this second like fin here. I think keeping this fin up here as maybe like a spoiler and maybe even extending it out a little bit more would look fine. And then putting something up here, I think would look good. But yeah, it's just, it's too much. It's too much. Alright, next is the TGS Lamia Mark II. This is by Ginger Spartan. Alright. let's take a look at this bad boy. Alright, alright. Communication mast is good, not too terribly tall. Your bridge windows look fine. You have a little bit of weird kind of texturing that you got going on there, but not a super big deal. Your little cannon here is beautiful. I feel like the thing that's really off with this is that you got tons of detail here with the gun and the railing and everything back here. You got a nice detail on here. You got a nice detail on the gun. And then you look at the section of the hull and it's kind of just... there's nothing there. Like, it feels like... it doesn't feel like one coherent vehicle. It doesn't feel like it has details all the way across. It feels like you're missing maybe some kind of like pinstriping or other markings or other detection or access ports or like drain tubes or something along the side. I think the shaping of it is fine. I don't think there's any problem with the shaping of it. It's just the amount of detail back here in comparison to the amount of detail up here. I know it's supposed to be more of a sleek design, but it looks too sleek. It looks bare. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, all your details here, of course, are always fucking beautiful. You've got beautiful deco work. You got enough recoil absorption on there. Very good, my boy. Yeah, that's the main thing that's putting me off on this. It's just, it feels like it's missing the detail here to go along with this gun. I also feel like maybe you can add like a little curved edge here for the cutout for the gun to kind of make it look a little bit more integrated with the whole. But yeah, it just feels like it's missing some kind of detail along here or maybe even up here to match the detail of your gun here and all the deck work that you got back here. Alright, next is the IDS Nira D Jana. This is by Knight. This is... does that say 1 million? That is 1 million. Oh, whoops. That's an airship. Okay. I like the concept, but the main thing is if you make a carrier, your planes really need to be smaller because these are fucking enormous for this small, tiny little carrier, and it looks goofy as fuck. When it comes to the plane here, I see you were kind of going for like an Ajax, AWACS, whatever the fuck they're called. I feel like this needs to be lower and closer down to the fuselage, and I feel like it needs to be about double the size and make it pretty flat, not 2 blocks tall. Deco it to be like 1 block thick and a bigger disc up here. And then I feel like you can also deco over your engines a little bit better because they kind of look fucking weird with them being jet engines and then you have propellers on the front. Like, choose one style and then I think you'll be fine. Your back wing also looks like it can have a sharper angle or a sharper slope coming up and be a little bit taller. Now let's look at the carrier itself. Your overall shaping is okay. I don't really have too many complaints with that. I do feel like that, like, I love the interior. Don't get me wrong. I love the interior, but I feel like your windows could be 1 block taller. I feel like bigger windows down here on the bottom so you have better visibility all the way across. It would look a lot better. Your thrusters look good. Your little particle cannon turrets don't look too bad. You might add like a little bit more of your particle cannon lens sticking out just a little bit farther. Maybe like a bigger flange for it or something. Logo's good. Still don't prefer the exposed heavy armor. Your see the taller windows up here I feel like would look good down here as well. But it is weird that you have like the gray trim for the windows there and then black trim here on the corners. I would just choose to either make them all black trim or all gray trim, not a mixture of the two. And your mast beams feel like they could be a little bit smaller in diameter, a little bit skinnier. I think the size of it is fine. Like the overall, like the overall size of it. Like how much space it takes up, I think is fine. I just think that these support beams need to be skinnier. And oh, you even have a little aircraft ramp that moves. That's neat. But yeah, that's about all I got for it. It looks cool, but the planes are really big. You need to work on that plane a little bit. And I say the base aircraft carrier, I think looks good. It just needs some minor tweaks. All right, next is the Olitz Rider. This is by Chess. What is this little fucker? What is this little rat fucker? What the shit? Okay. Real detail-wise, it's actually surprisingly good. It's just... Bro, it's locked the fuck in. You better not... It's a good thing those intakes have that giant spike on them. Otherwise, this foot would just get sucked in and fucking eviscerated. Okay. 17K. The missiles look good. Staggered. I like the kind of like subtle red like glow of the metal on the exhaust. I like that. Yeah, this is just a silly little craft. Hang on. Let's just you know what? Just Marauder. Come in. I know I just fired all of its missiles, but I just want to see if it has any other funny behavior. Holy shit! Holy fuck, the thing goes fast! Jesus! How fast it? Fucking 190. Oh, I think I saw this thing get up to like 199. What the hell does this thing look like? Hold on. Not as egregious as I thought it would be. Okay. Not bad. All right. I like it. It's goofy. All right. Next is the Warpick. This is by Will. When I can't tell what the fuck this thing is. Is that a ship? Oh, it's amphibious. Oh, so it's a tank. What? Fucking okay. There. All right. Very interesting. It feels very stubby. That propeller also looks janked as fuck. Okay, is this just a mortar? It's just a mortar. I feel like the detection that you've got kind of sticking here just doesn't look very well integrated. I don't really know how Onyx Watch really what would fit the style and not. I'm not very good at faction building in this game because, well, I don't give a fuck about the factions builds, really. I feel like the end of this needs to be decoed to match the applique or be alloy. It's just a cheap border craft. Alright, next is the Orthochirus. Orthochirus? Is that how you say it? Is this a hovercraft? Or is this a land vehicle? This kind of looks... Oh, is it? I don't know. I'm gonna say it's not a... Oh, so it's a hovercraft. Okay. Alright, hold on. God damn it. Lightning hoods, there you go. Okay. I do like the idea of it. I like the like giant cylinders that you got sticking here at the bottom. I like the particle. It almost kind of like looks like a scorpion. And if that's what you were going for, you did a pretty decent job of it. I feel like you need something up here. Like I feel like on the I guess you could say the claws of it. I feel like you could have more exposed bits of the particle cannon, not actual exposed because you don't want to leave it unarmored, but deco exposed to make it look like cooling vents for it. I think the bridge design is okay, but I feel like it could be a little bit bigger. I feel like it could come out by at least like 1 more meter on each side, and I feel like this whole like upper part can come back to about right here. This up here, I feel like the yellow bit needs to be decoed to be like the lime green, or make it more of a of the like orange kind of yellow that you got going there. And then maybe also make some other sections up here that orange yellow, because it really, I mean, I see your tiny, tiny little bit up there by the plasma guns, but just your little bit of orange, gold, whatever the fuck, back here, just kind of looks off because you don't have any of it, any other little bits of it anywhere else. So I feel like you need to integrate that a little bit more. Yeah, I like the idea. I think you need to also work on maybe a little bit of the shaping here. Make it more of a gradual slope instead of a slope, flat, and then slope. Yeah, other than that, I like the idea of it, but it needs to have some certain design, overall shaping stuff changed about it. Alright, next is the Elk Hound. This is by Just a Balloon. Hold on, what's his actual name? Tachyon? His name is Just a Balloon on my fucking Discord. Alright. Okay. Interesting, so you got the spinning, like, particle lens there. I don't know how I feel about, like, how smooth everything looks here, and then how... Like, I just hate how so many of the components for, like, weapon systems and stuff are so smooth. They have such a smooth texture, shiny texture, because it makes it stand out really well, and, like, and not in a good way, either. It makes it stand out way too much. Let's see here. The wheels, I feel like, can use a little bit of work. I feel like they could be, like, the center sections of them could be recessed in a little bit. I like your custom 50 cal that you got up here. Very good. You said spawn in an enemy because it's got custom animations. You know what? Marauder, get put in on land. What's your custom little animations? It just got hit. What's its animations? I don't... It just looks like it combats like a regular tank. I don't see anything unique about it in the way that it fights. It's cool. I like it. But... yeah, it kind of looks like it's getting fucked up right now. It's just by the terrain. Ah, I see why now it was organized away and it wasn't going alphabetical. Okay, I don't remember changing it. Oh, I must have done it by date. Oh. Anyway, we're going alphabetical now. So the next one is going to be the Andromeda class Corvette. This is by Admiral Helen or Montana Gaming on Discord. Oh wow, a not absolutely fuck off huge ship for once from them. A little bit expensive for how relatively small it is, but I kind of see why, which is that I feel like your mantlet needs a lot of work. Like, I feel like it needs to either stick out or be recessed in instead of a flat black, like, cube or rectangle there. Oh, fucking learn my goddamn shapes. I also feel like the rangefinder could be integrated into the assembly here, like into your turret cap, and then I also feel like it could be... like, if you brought it down one, and then you could also put some, like, reinforced, like, I guess, ears or supports behind it, I think would look a little bit better. I do like the exposed, plasma bits or whatever for it, but I feel like you need some kind of a slope also up here on this corner. Your turret base also doesn't really line up with, like, how fat the base of this turret cap is. So it kind of looks a little bit off. It also appears that your gun cannot turn. Both of them cannot turn, actually, as a matter of fact. So you need to look into that. I like the idea of having the giant ammo canister on the back, but it feels like all of this here is really bland. It doesn't have any door, it doesn't have any ladders or anything. Barrels are okay. The barrels are okay. I feel like you can make a custom hatch for your missile launchers there. I do like the idea that you got in the back, but I feel like it needs to also have, like, curved corners instead of it being just a straight solid brick. let's see here. Crane is very basic. It doesn't have any kind of pulleys or anything on it, so I would recommend adding like a steam wheel or something decorated in there, and then just make like some small wires going for that. Your mast is... I like the design of the mast here. I think that's okay, but this feels really thick up here, especially the base of these radars. Like, I feel like these radars need to be a lot thinner, and the base of these need to be a lot smaller. Yeah, we'll just stick with that for now, and we'll work on more later. Next is the Athena Defense Cruiser Mark 1. This is by Fox. This one is also about 450k. God damn. First thing I'm seeing is thick fucking lad. Big, thick motherfucker. I do really like the turret caps that you got. I do really like those. Those are really nice. Very good. These smaller guns down here kind of... They're alright, but they kind of almost don't feel like they fit the style. I feel like they need to be like a little bit flatter and have kind of like a similar angling like this does. But I think the design of them is okay, although your barrels definitely feel like they need to be a bit larger, and the muzzle brake being stretched out like that is kind of I feel like if you're going to have this cargo door here, you need to have some platforms sticking out here so it actually looks like, you know, when a crane from a dock is reaching over and setting something on there, it has something like a deck to set it on. So right now it doesn't really look like it does. Particle cannon system there, basic, but I like the looks of it. Your bridge looks alright. Your overall superstructure is not bad. I do feel like your smokestacks here could be a little bit taller. Or if not a bit taller, you might move them a bit forward and then make them come up to like right here. Make them integrated into the superstructure a little bit better. I would add a garage door back here. So it looks like, you know, there's actually like a service door to come out and service a helicopter. And you could do that by just placing like a cargo container texture there at the back. That works really well as a garage door. Hole shaping is okay. It could be smoothed out a little bit more, but overall I like the idea of it. Jesus Christ, I feel like I've already done so many. I feel like I should be halfway done, and I'm not even a quarter of the way fucking done. You mad motherfuckers. Next is the Bishop. This is by Max von Rickentolf? I can't ever fucking remember. Just fucking Max. That's what I refer to him as. Oh, my ears. Jesus. Okay. Is this an airship or is this... Hang on. I saw trail blocks. Okay, no, so that is just an actual ship. Okay. Main thing I'm seeing, your bridge here looks fucking stupid. Like, it feels like the windows need to be bigger. They feel like they need to be actual solid windows and come all the way around to the side here. Not too certain on what your little fins there are for. Feels like you need some kind of communications mask, because right now it doesn't feel like you have anything. Your guns, very basic. There is nothing really to them. The shaping, I feel like it needs to like angle 45 degrees inward on the last meter here. I feel like your gun barrels need to have a little bit more of this like neon blue on them. Your turret caps also have no access hatches. They don't have any cooling vents for the laser. They don't have any ladders. They don't have anything like that. And are these missile turrets? Yeah, those are missile turrets. They just kind of look like bricks with tubes coming out of them. There's no defining features of it. There's no mantlet. Same with no access hatches. No nothing around there. I think the like trim around your missiles is fine. But you're lacking a lot of fucking detail around. Also, your hull is just straight up brick. It is just fat fucking brick. Like you need some more shaping coming down here. I think your sloping up here in the front is okay, but goddamn. Alright, next is the Blue Watch CGSS. This is by Fox. Okay, the hole isn't as fat on this one, but that's alright, that works. I think your overall shaping right now is good. I don't really have too many complaints. I still feel like it could use some kind of like maybe a little bit taller of a mast. I like the radar that you have. I say keep that. Maybe move it forward a little bit and then have like a taller mast here in the rear. Your smokestack looks fine. Your gun back here. I love the design of it. I like the very like futuristic kind of look that it's got. Very much. This looks okay. I think you might be able to use a muzzle brake here on end. I feel like it would look, I feel like it would be in order to have, oh, I think it's in Cram. Cram has got some really good muzzle brakes and stuff like that. Where the fuck are the muzzle brakes? I forget. Ah, here we go. I feel like you could use something like that. Shorten it a little bit, forward a little bit like that, and then like that, and then I texture it like a pleek. I feel like you could use something like that, and then maybe like rotate it like 90 degrees. I also feel like the barrel thickness should be a little bit thicker as it's coming into here. But other than that, I like the shaping on it. I think it's fine. I think you could still use a little bit of smoothing out here, and same thing if I think you need that bigger platform. So it looks like there's room for cargo to get dropped off there. Your bridge window, I feel like it can come back maybe a little bit farther, maybe like 2-3 meters farther back. Missile launchers look fine, and yeah, I think other than that, it looks pretty nice. Alright, next one is going to be the CL Ubari. This is by Aurora Singularity. Nova Galaxy, did you change your name? I think this is you. This looks like you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I fucking know your goddamn profile and everything. I know your shit, Nova. I'll call you Aurora for now. Fly, little bastard. Anywho, so I feel like the front section of your superstructure, like right here, I think it looks fine. I see you've improved a little bit on making your superstructures come a little bit farther out and closer to the side of your hull. I still think that your sloping for the hull should like come back farther and be a little bit more gradual. Let's take a look at your turret cap here. Mantlet's okay. I feel like the barrel could be a tad bit thicker here at the base than it is there at the back or at the front of the barrel. The barrels also look really long. I'm not too certain about having that gun underneath these barrels. I think it kind of looks stupid. The rangefinder I feel like needs to be bigger and also recessed into the turret. I think the bridge looks fine, but I also think that you still should have more of your superstructure coming out to like closer to the side of your deck. Or if you were to kind of justify having this bigger area, you could put like a cargo door here or something to make it look like it's an area that cargo could get dropped off at and put into the hole. God damn it, I hate the fucking constant tab to reset camera. I know, I don't want to have to reset the camera. Stop prompting me! Your smokestack, I don't think it should slope backwards like that. I feel like it should instead... I feel like your smokestack should be a little bit more of this kind of a design. Now, this is kind of half-assed here, just because I'm trying to at least give you an idea. I feel like that looks a lot better. I feel like it's integrated a little bit better, and you could also add maybe like a small communications mast just up in front of that smokestack. I think that would help you quite a lot. Next one is the Confident Class 3 Corvette. This is by Jamalis Fat. Very nice. I don't think you've submitted something before. This will be your first one. And you're using fleet colors. God fucking damn it. First thing with this one. Fat brick. It is very big. Very fucking large. But at least your whole sloping is... it's okay. We'll worry about that later. Your superstructure, I feel like it could come forward a little bit more. And then your window could also come back a little bit farther. The stretched out porthole texture here ain't it. I would not use that. I would instead say just use... instead I would say use the bulkhead door. the bulkhead door works really well as a window. So we can use, bulkhead. I'll scroll down here. You know what? I'm going to move this up here so my camera isn't covering up what I'm doing. I just realized I've been doing that this whole fucking time. So we can use that. We could down it by half. Bring her up 45 degrees. Fuck this. I'm just going to type it in. Negative 45 degrees. Boom. Move her back in like that. And then we can adjust the left to right scaling and boom. There you go. And now you could just copy, paste, paste. Stuff like that. Now it looks a little bit better as a window or the bridge window. Alright, let's take a look at your gun as a 236. And holy recoil! Jesus Christ, 17,500! And you don't have enough recoil absorption. Jamal, you must be new here, but I don't think you understand how I feel about not having enough fucking recoil absorption. Okay, one of the other things I'm seeing with this ship that it's really lacking is, like, railings. Anything to keep people from just fucking slipping and falling straight off the side of the ship. I also feel like your mast can be, like, okay, so it kind of seems, like, counterintuitive to have your mast behind your smokestack. I feel like they need to swap positions, and I feel like your smokestack needs to be bigger, and your communication mast farther forward and also bigger as well. And let's just start with that. All right, next one is the Destroyer Fubuki. This is by Admiral Gaming. Let's take a look at the Fubuki. Okay, your mantlet looks goofy as fuck. Your roll control is also fucking dog shit. The thing rolled over instantaneously. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Your hull shaping looks good. Don't really have any complaints on that. I feel like you need to make it to where the lifeboats are actually, you know, hollow. It looks like people could sit inside of them instead of it being just solid metal like that. Your torpedo launchers also don't look very good for being a Japanese destroyer. You also don't have anything like up here at all. Superstructure is a little bland. I feel like the turret caps are kind of fucking big. Jesus Christ, what is this conglomeration of bullshit? Is this an older design, Gaming? Because you've done a lot better than this. You've done a lot better than this. Your hull shaping's fine, but it's like you've done a lot better than this. Your mast kind of looks funky. Same with the rear one. Your AA guns back here are just all sorts of fuck. That doesn't look like an actual Japanese torpedo launcher. You're missing a bunch of the greebling along the deck. You don't have any other markings. You don't even have smoke coming out of the smokestacks. No kind of detection or anything up top there. It's just missing a lot. You are missing a lot. Alright, next one is the Emu. This is by Elite Leon. Let's take a look. Oh, its colors are all fucked because of fleet colors. We'll just change it to Steel Striders. Okay. This looks all sorts of fucked. Your wheels on your tracks back here look really off. Like, I feel like if you're gonna have the suspension exposed, you should decorate the fucking springs or whatever to be a lot bigger. Or I can't remember. Can you make them larger? No, you cannot. So I would make them not exposed and then decorate in some bigger springs, like mainly bigger in diameter, to make it look like it can actually support the fucking giant boat of this that it is. I feel like your nose here needs to be sucked in a little bit farther. Like, it feels like the gap between here and here is way too much. The arch also around your wheel well needs a lot of work. I think this up here is okay. Maybe make these viewport slits a little bit bigger. I do like the custom gun that you got here. Very good. No complaints on that. The turret cap on this, it's okay. It could use a little bit more. I feel like it needs some other, like, random equipment hanging off the side, or maybe some railings, maybe some, like, a hatch or two up top here. Let's see here. You've got enough recoil absorption. It's a 293. It's fairly balanced. Very good. No complaints on that. How much is it? 44,000? Okay. I feel like if you're going to have another one of those wheels, it needs to have the same color rim. Yeah, the proportions on it are just really off. I feel like the proportions on the turret cap is fine, but I feel like it just needs to be compressed a little bit more. These wheels maybe even be a little bit larger and then give it thicker suspension back there so it looks like it actually is strong enough to support the vehicle. Alright, next is the FA17C Gray Ghost. This is by Rye Theory? I'm just going to call you Rye. I don't feel like saying that every time. Alright, let's take a look at this bad boy. You say this is your first ever jet. Not bad for your first jet. But I will say, your cockpit, it feels like it needs to kind of like bubble out a little bit more. Come up more like most other cockpits. Instead of it being like super sleek like that. Right there. Oh, you even have like its own like custom name and everything. You even got like a little bit of an interior to it. Okay. This is really not bad for your first jet. But I feel like your jet exhausts need to be bigger in diameter. I feel like they need to be just about as big as like the kind of like 3x3 area that you got for that. Your wings, I feel like the angle here is fine. Although I feel like these wings need to come in by 1 meter and be straight in the back. Or like flat in the back. Instead of it like sloping like that. It's just, hang on. I feel like it needs to look a little bit more like that. If not, like coming from here and angling inwards, but not as sharp of an angle as that. I feel like your intakes could also be a little bit bigger. I do like that you have the custom missiles, but I would make custom rails for them to come off of. And then I would eventually also recommend decoing over your wings. And literally you could just deco over them with the exact same texture or like with the exact same block and just hide original mesh and change it to alloy to match your fuselage. But other than that, it's really not bad for your first jet. Next is the Grobe Mach C11. This is by FOB. Graf Spee looking motherfucker with the superstructure. Not bad. It's clean. It looks clean. Your whole shaping, nice and smooth. Very good. You even got it kind of coming up there in the front. Very nice. I feel like your anchor chains could look a little bit different or be a little bit bigger or like be coming in at an angle. I don't know exactly how the Graf Spee, looks. I don't know all of its exact details. These turret caps definitely don't look like they fit, but I can also tell it's not like 100% replica of the Graf Spee. I'm not too certain on the 3 mast part. I feel like you should get rid of this center mast and move this mast to right here instead and make it about the same size as that. I think it would look better. The overall superstructure itself looks fine. I feel like you're missing a lot of the like different greebling, like the different like little ports or whatever up on the deck, different ammo containers, random boxes, other equipment, maybe like some cleaning. Like the giant tubes with a brush at the end of it that they use to clean out the barrels on the cannons. Let's take a look at your guns real quick. 379s, interesting caliber. You got enough recoil absorption. You do not have enough cooling limit. I would recommend trying to... Oh, you also do not... Your guns are not very well balanced. I understand it's a bit more difficult to do on a triple barrel, but you can do it. You can do it. Lifeboats look basic, but they work. Your torpedo launchers look good. You got custom torpedo decos. Not bad. I feel like it needs some other, like, vents or radiators, kind of like a deco to the side here. Fucking goddamn tab to reset camera. Fuck off. I think the turret cap design itself looks good. You might add, like, a little extended base on the turret cap. So, here, let me just do this real quick. We can use like a 3-meter steam tank. We can do this, and then we can come out to here like that, out to here like that, and then we can down that by a little bit, come here like so, I think, yeah, like that, and then we can texture that to be, where is it? Where is metal? The metal mat. Boom, like that. Maybe something a little bit like that. You might put a ladder there on the side. But other than that, it looks good. I would make this also a little bit less shiny and maybe a different texture. I do appreciate the fact that you made it hollow, but I would make that not so shiny of a texture. Other than that, you got some minor detailing work that you need to do, but overall the base ship looks good. All right, next is the HMS Poshington. This is by Shipmaster Kent. Oh, 577,000. Okay. Oh, this is kind of the retro design from the old, oh, I can't remember what his fucking name was. But the Pilkington fleet or whatever, I vaguely watched some of that, but not too terribly much of it. I'm not sure what critique you want me to do, because overall, the styling of these ships, in my opinion, weren't very good. I understand, you know, there's kind of like a sentimental value, you know, and reminiscence of it, but the color scheme is fuck-ass. The whole shaping, I appreciate the staggering to where it's not just a straight, like, 4-meter slope angle and then flat side. But it could be decoed to be a little bit smoother. I feel like you could use, like, an actual railing instead of just solid block. Turret cap design isn't bad, and I like that you have a different turret cap design on the excuse me, on the elevated one. The overall shaping on the turret caps are good. It just needs other detailing work. I would also make the heavy armor not exposed because I don't like that. And then create a custom mantlet there. The bridge just looks goofy. It needs rigging, more like little bits coming off the mast. Yeah. Alright, next one is the Knight. This one is also by Max. Okay, same thing with the bridge, because this fucking bridge, like, the window design is fuck-ass. Same input on the guns and the missile launchers, they are stupid. I don't really like the looks of them. I do like the design that you've got on the landing deck. I think it's a nice design. The propeller or propulsion kind of looks a little weird, but it's not too bad. Oh, those are giant fucking torpedoes. All right. Yeah, it's mainly just your bridge and these missile launchers. I feel like if they looked a little bit better, it would bring the whole design together a little bit more. But yeah, it's just a lot of the same feedback, as this looks like it was just copied and pasted from the other craft. Let's take a look at the planes that are with this. They're okay. I do like the custom missile deco. Bridge is okay, but overall it's just lacking detail. I think the shaping would be fine if it just had more detail. Other little not lime blue. Fucking neon blue trim, other ports, axes, hatches, metal plating, just something along it to break up the mundane texture of alloy all the way across it is a lot of it. So, alright, this one is the Lagomorph. I don't like the name of that and what that may imply. This is by Laser. Let us observe to see if it does lag. Not that bad. I do like the giant fucking rotors. I like the feel of that. But I will say the main thing I'm seeing here is it's lacking a centerpiece. Like, it feels like there should be something big in the center of it, or like a big bridge or a big gun or something like that, but it doesn't. Like, because the giant propellers on the sides look great. I think they're awesome. But it just feels like it's supposed to have something fucking huge for those propellers to be supporting, if that makes sense. Because right now, it looks like it's just missing it. Like, it feels like it's supposed to have a big gun here in the center, hanging down, or like, you know, a bunch of aircraft that it's like a carrier for, or even like a giant cargo craft, but it doesn't have any of that. It's missing that. Don't get me wrong, I also like the integrated gun that you got here, but it's like, there's nothing to it. There's nothing here. There's also a kind of a lack of detail, kind of like up in this area. Same with kind of back here, but I feel like that would get helped a lot if it just had that big centerpiece. Because right now, it just doesn't have it. If it had like a big gun up top here, I think it would look fucking phenomenal. But it doesn't. That's gonna be the big thing that I see with this. Fucking goddamn time to reset fucking camera! Alright, next is the M261 Patriot. This is by Devin. Alright, let's take a look. Oh. Tiny little guy. I like how you have the exposed gun and you got the shells sitting up here. And a little hatch there for it to come in from. Okay. I feel like those shells do look a little bit fucking small for how big the goddamn barrel is. Shaping on this looks fine. You might add some custom wheels, but they're honestly not too bad as is. I like the small amount of detail that you got around here. It's not bad. You got a little missiles sitting there. I see that you have a custom deco. Very good. Interesting that you're not using the medium turbine center for like an exhaust fan, but you know what? I think that works well. Your little exhaust pipes look okay, although I don't particularly care for them clipping a little bit. You might angle them up just a little bit to make them not clip. Honestly, there's not much for me to say. I like the overall design of this. Not bad. Alright, next is the M5A2 Paladin, and this is by Rye as well. Good lord, big fucking tank, but not bad on your proportions. Your wheels are a little bit small. I would have gone up to a bigger wheel size than that to make it look a little bit better, but your overall proportions on the turret cap to the whole, it's not bad. It definitely looks like you took some inspiration from an M1 Abrams. It's not bad, but I feel like you should have like a bigger wheel sitting here in the back with a sprocket on it. I also feel like you should add a little bit of a different design to your tank skirts. Something that you could do to kind of mix it up a little bit. And that I like to do is like, let's just say, we're just going to remove some of this here on the side. And what you could do is that you can kind of come like this, like that, like that. And what you could do is kind of something like that. It would obviously look a little bit better if you had like the bigger wheels than the 3x3s. With how big your tank is, I would have gone with the 5x5s, or at the very least, if you wanted to still use the 3x3s, fill in the space between, make the wheels stacked back to back instead of having the giant gaps, because it just looks like tiny wheels on a giant ass tank. It skipped leg day. Another thing too, I would add a little bit more decoration to your like different detection and stuff up here. I do like the idle animations. It's not bad. I would also maybe add some spinning turbines here in the back for the exhaust. It also is lacking a lot of the different like details. Like it looks like, you know, it has more bolted on extra plate armor. It also doesn't look like, you know, battle worn. It doesn't look like there's been a crew that's been manning this tank for a while, so it doesn't have any like entrenchment equipment, doesn't have any sleeping bags sitting off the side. You know, you could do the stereotypical fucking log hanging across the front, you know, other little details like that. But your proportioning is good, but I do feel like the overall tank is way too big. Very, very big. Alright, next one is the M70A Nauka? This is by Cringe. See, this looks a lot better than his clown colors. Anyway. Okay. Not bad. I don't know how I don't know if I would go with the rubber ring around the outside of the wheels. It also feels like it needs some kind of like a center cap on the wheels. Overall shaping, not bad. I like how big the wheels are actually, but like I said, needs some kind of like a center cap. I do like the external fuel tanks you got here, all the kind of like detection and stuff you got here on the back. Your spinning turbine. What's your gun? You have way more recoil absorption than you really need. You could definitely cut back on the amount of recoil absorption you have to cut down on your cost. Overall details on the turret cap are not bad. You might add some other like little like what I like to do on a lot of my tanks is I like to add like these large chains. I'll use like half of them like this and maybe downsize them just a little bit to look like, you know, giant hooks that are used during assembly. So like a big overhead crane comes and picks up the hull and moves it across the factory, and then you can put some of those hooks on your turret cap so it looks like whenever it's getting assembled that it's points to where a crane could hook onto it and lower it down into the hole, so it looks like it's more mass produced, I guess you could say. And it also just kind of adds to the overall effect or design of the tank. I like doing that on both the hulls and the turret caps. But honestly, it's fairly well detailed. You just got some minor stuff to take care of there, and it's not too bad. Next is the Meager. This is by Teehee on Discord. It says this is an old design. I don't know why y'all are submitting old designs. It's kind of hard for me to give feedback on a lot of them. It's not, it doesn't really apply to stuff, but okay. I do like the turret caps. Very German, but I do like the turret caps. I like how big the fucking barrels are. Although the base of your mantlet is not big enough for the gun itself, so it does look a little bit odd. 500 mil, you got enough recoil absorption, 8.3 RPM, but your autoloader limit and ammo intake limit is 8.9. You are using mixed clips. You are not using the same amount of clips on each autoloader. That's why it's uneven. Took me the longest time to fucking figure that shit out. Definitely a World War I-esque kind of look to it. I feel like if you're going to do the casemates here in the hole, they need to be integrated a little bit more, or have more of an overhang up on top, because them kind of sticking out like that kind of looks a little bit weird. Good design on the lifeboat. Very fuck-ass fucking turret design. What the shit? Hull design is also kind of fuck-ass. I'm not too certain about the, like, kind of weird 45 degree that you got there. The railing doesn't come all the way back. You need a little bit more greebling. I like that you've got it around here. But I feel like it needs a little bit more up here. Your supports for your mast could be a little bit skinnier. You can use like an actual ship wheel up here. Yeah, that's about it. Next is the MRN Anna Victorovna. You fuckers with these goddamn names. You're making me sound retarded. Battleship. This is by Maximo. Not the same Maximo. This is Maximo. Okay, first thing I'm seeing is your guns are really fucking small in comparison to how goddamn large the ship is. That is what I am noticing. I think the turret cap design on this is not too bad. Not too certain about how far like this upper section goes. I feel like this needs to come back more. I also wouldn't put this small tiny little gun here. I would feel like you would want to put like that bigger gun like down here to make it look a little bit more proportional instead of it being so fucking far up. Weird design on the turret cap, but I don't hate it. I feel like the barrels could be a little bit longer, maybe by like 3 more meters. Yeah, design of it, I don't hate. I like how different it is. I feel like if you're going to have this gun sitting right here, I do appreciate that it is hollow in the back. but I feel like it needs to be decoed to be just a tad bit shorter so it doesn't look like it's just scraping against that upper deck. These guns are just bland as fuck. There's no detail to them at all. Lifeboats are okay. The masts are a little bit thick. I feel like they could be a little bit skinnier. I wouldn't use truss blocks for the rigging on that either. Kind of looks doo-doo stanky. Your missiles look alright. The helicopter looks real good. I like the helicopter. Your hull shaping, it looks okay, but it feels like your bow is really fucking long. I feel like it could be maybe about half the length, and I really feel like this gun needs to be down here and that gun be up there, or have two of these big guns instead. Next is the MRN Reemans class destroyer. This is also by Maximo. Okay. So, overall size, not too bad. I like the hazard markings you got around the missiles. The text on this feels a little bit big. You might downsize it a little bit and also make them all caps instead of having lowercase in them. Your torpedo launchers being way the fuck up there kind of look weird. It feels like they need to be a lot lower. Your bridge up here looks okay. Your front mast is okay, but I don't know about having the two other ones back here. I feel like if you're gonna have a taller one, it should be like where this one is, and then just don't have one here in the center. Also, your upper deck like that looks really weird. I would honestly get rid of it being like coming from right here all the way to the back. I feel like this upper deck should start maybe right here and then come back. It also feels like if you do that, then you can move this second smokestack back a little bit. Your guns here, kind of basic, but they work. They're alright. They're hollow in the back, not too bad. Same helicopter, not bad. Yeah, it's your superstructure just looks kind of weird. It looks a little bit too tall. Next is the Neptune class submarine. This is by Admiral Helen. It's a basic submarine. Nothing super fancy about it. I would deco to make these slopes here on the sides of your hull to be longer so it's nice and smooth. Your gun feels really fucking big for the sub. I also feel like your upper section here can come back a little bit farther. You got some torp interceptors. You got your one propeller there. I feel like if you're gonna have propellers here on the bottom, you need to deco over them and make them not exposed. Maybe add some other viewports or something up here. And you got a door for back there. Very good. Yeah, I would just make this turret cap a bit smaller. Or if you really wanted to go fancy, you could make like an exposed gun and not have like a big old cap around it. I think that would look cool. And then yeah, just make this section come back a little bit farther, and maybe even make it like slope inwards instead. So make it slope inwards like so. Here, I'll do that and do that. Yeah, you can even do that on the side of your superstructure there, and I think it would be fine. Next is the Phoenix M02. This is by Xenodragon. Alright, let's take a look at this. Good lord, it's got a bright light under there. Okay, just breaking the lighting a little bit. Interesting. I like the custom missile decos. Very nice. They're different. Kind of flat, but you know what? I don't hate it. I like it. I feel like if you are going to have these flames exposed, these need to be blue. Like the same kind of blue that's like here. I feel like it would match it a lot better. I think the overall design and shaping of this is fine, but I feel like it's lacking other details. Like I feel like you need other markings, vents, hatches, stuff like that on these side thrusters. Your back wings are good. I like the custom logo there. You might even add that logo on like these front thrusters there on the side. But yeah, other like cooling vents and shit like that on the sides will look good. I like that you have the intakes spinning there. I think that looks good. It does feel like it's missing some kind of like viewports or windows and stuff like that. I feel like I could use maybe some kind of a bridge there or some kind of a bridge integrated into this big fin. But other than that, I do like the overall design of this. Very nice. Alright, next is the Pyrenees. This is by... Oh, what was your fucking name? Tachyon, not just a fucking balloon. God damn it. Alright, is this a ship or a tank? I don't know. This is a tank. Hold on. To land! Alright, let's take a look at this little guy. Okay. Cope cage armor, but you know what? That's alright. It's alright. So is this some kind of like an AA vehicle? It does kind of appear to be. I do like that. I like the custom gun that you got up here. Does that radar fold up whenever there is an enemy? Yes, yes it does. It also has a particle cannon. I do like that effect there. Oh, you even... Oh, that's a cool animation. Having the missiles come out like that, that's cool. I like that a lot. Okay, we're gonna shut this up so I can hear. But yeah, no, that animation with the missiles is fucking cool. I like that a lot. Your different viewports around here are good. I didn't even realize the particle cannon's there in the center. Yeah, this is honestly really fucking nice. Oh, and it had, oh, it's for a drone, not for missiles. Okay, that is cool. I like that. I would add some custom wheel decos, but honestly, there's not much for me to say about this. This is actually a really cool design. I like it. Holy shit, we're finally down to the last one. This is called Rail, and this is by Elite Leon. What is this? Fucking World War II German looking fucking armored car. I do like the kind of like netting that you got that like opens up there, and the gun deco here looks good. I feel like you could have like a different exposed shell rack here and make some like custom shells sitting there. I think that would be kind of cool. Gun barrel looks good. It's again with the thing of it looks too stretched out. I feel like it needs to be shortened. Your wheelbase needs to be shortened just a bit. Those wheel decos are eh. I would also make your suspension bigger in diameter again to make it look like it could support it. I feel like your wheel wells or like the fender flares need to kind of like actually round around the wheel a little bit more. Other than that, your windows and like the barrel mounts and stuff looks good. Your overall, like, you've got a lot. You got the shaping good, but your proportions are just a little bit off. And then some of the details, primarily with the fender flares, are kind of missing. I feel like also in the center area, you can move this logo forward a little bit and then put a spare tire there in the center, sitting there, instead of it being back here. I think that would be kind of cool. Holy fuck. We're finally done. God damn. That was a lot. And for those who noticed, yes, I skipped Colton's stuff because he said I could skip it if the video's getting too long. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it because good fucking lord. It's not like I'd really have to say much about Colton's stuff. Colton's fucking crafter have been just getting better and better, so there's not much I can really say or help with his stuff. He's already fucking there. So, shout out to him for just starting his channel. Go and check out his content and support a fellow FTD creator who makes great craft. So, anyway, thank you to those who submitted your craft for review this week, you fucking rat bastards for submitting so goddamn many. If you wish to participate in Rinse's Wreckfest, you could do so by joining my Discord server in the link in the description below. And then there will be a channel tab towards the bottom of the Discord that is labeled as Rinse's Wreckfest. At this current moment, at time of upload, you could submit up to 2 craft per week. And the cutoff for submissions is on Sunday, 12 p.m. CTE. Every Sunday. And then if you submit a craft before that deadline, your craft will be included in the next week's Wrenches Wreckfest video. So I have a week to kind of get it all taken care of, even though I fucking wait until the very last minute to take care of any of it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Either way, thank you all for watching, and I guess I'll see you motherfuckers in the next one. Thanks. You fuckers are assholes.